we have a ton of new things to cover in the Season 2 update of Warzone 2 and Modern Warfare 2. Today I'm going to be going over my top 5 metas that you probably should be running in Warzone 2 after all the buffs and nerfs in the Season 2 update. Man, oh man, do I have some crazy class setups for you guys today. If you guys do enjoy today's video and you find any of these class setups useful for you to go get those dubs in ASHIKA Island and Al Mazrah, make sure that you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss an upload. But enough for all the talking, let's hop right into it. Now, coming through for our first one, this is a crazy one, an honorable mention, not even an honorable mention. This really received a nice, massive buff in the new update, and it's the M13B. You guys know this weapon from Warzone 1, and it was a fan favorite, low recoil, and it's shredded. We now have an updated version of it, so let me give you guys the class setup and tunes for it. So as you guys can see on the screen, this is the class setup. I'm gonna briefly go through and show you guys. We have the Bruin Echelon barrel. This really helps us give us a lot more accuracy, recoil control, and a lot more range, just so we can get those, the long distance kills. And to tune it, maximize the damage range all the way up, and I put the recoil steadiness all the way up just so we can still be able to shoot further and we can control our recoil a lot more. Next, we have the Harbinger D20. This is a suppressor giving us the ability to still shoot at longer distances and have smoother recoil. And to tune this, we put bullet velocity all the way up and the aim down sight speed all the way down, just so we can still have a lot more handling in the weapon. For our next attachment we have is the F-Tac Ripper 56. It's an underbarrel, and what this does is just grants us some aim and idle stability, hip fire accuracy, and recoil stabilization. We have to stay a lot accurate when we're using weapons like this. This weapon is already accurate, but I mean, hey, who don't want any more recoil control, so you got to stay a lot more accurate and just have that recoil in there. And to tune this as well, I got the aim and idle stability should be all the way up, and recoil stabilization could be all the way up as well. Our next attachment we have is the 60 round mag. Just being that we're playing Warzone, you gotta have as many bullets as possible so we can be able to, take out those squads. Especially we're having ASHIKA Island today, and it will be quads, no solos, trios, or duos. So you want to have that 60 round mag. And for our last attachment we have is the AIM OPV4 sight. Just one of the cleanest sights for the optics, and I put it on about 1.01 on the far side and about 0.58 negative on the aim down sight side. So that's the class setup for the M13B. Let's hop right into the next gun. For our next weapon, since we did receive a massive nerf to the Fennec 45, we have the Vaznev 9K. Now I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys to what I think will absolutely be meta, but the Vaznev was already pretty good. Besides the minimum nerf they put to this weapon, it will still be a top contender in the close range category. So let's go ahead and hop right into the setup. So as you guys can see on the screen, we have the setup for the Vaznev 9K. Let me go ahead and explain to you briefly. We have the Bruin Cubic comp. This helps us with horizontal recoil control and vertical recoil control, being that you just want to stay a lot more accurate, so having the recoil control be stabilized on going up and down and side to side, we keeping that to a minimum. And to tune this, we put the gun kick control to about 0.28 and the aim down sight speed to about -57, keeping that handling in the weapon, but we also still have control in our weapon as well. Our next attachment we have is the FSS OLEV laser with the aim down sight speed, aim and idle stability, and sprint to fire speed. Just having that nice little laser with adjusting for handling and stability with our weapon. Our next attachment we have is the 45 round mag. I explained to you guys a lot, just having these type of mags that grants the maximum bullets that you can get without hurting a lot of other stuff you need when playing Warzone. It's just guaranteed you need them. And then for our next attachment we have is the True Tac grip. This gives us sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed, being that we just have extra handling in our weapon. And for our last attachment we have is the Marquis R7 stock, giving us crouch movement speed, sprint speed, and aim down sight speed. All in all, we have a lot more speed, mobility, and handling in our weapon. And to tune it, you want to put this to about -1.94, and on the aim down sight speed to about 2.97. So that will be the tuning and the class for the Vaznev 9K. Thumbs up for this weapon because I really feel like this would be a great one to use. And let's hop right into the next weapon. Now for our next weapon, and this is what I think will be absolutely meta in Al Mazrah, is the MP5, aka the Lachmann sub. Oh my God, this is a very crucial weapon. And with the Fennec being nerfed to the ground, the MP5 was always such a solid option to use in Al Mazrah. So I can only imagine how it would do us for Resurgence in ASHIKA Island. So let's hop right into the class setup. So on the screen, as you guys can see, we have the class setup for the MP5, aka the Lachmann sub. Let's hop right into it with the XRK Sandstorm. This grants us vertical recoil control. The MP5 is really good on horizontal recoil control, but the vertical is a little wonky going up and down. That's like going up if you're shooting, and we just, you know, minimize the recoil that we get on it. And to tune that, you want to put the gun kick control to about 0.25 on the scale and -31 on the aim down sight side over here. Our next attachment we have is the VLK laser 7mW, granting us some aim down sight speed, stability, and sprint to fire speed. Just giving us a lot more handling and accuracy within our weapon put into this laser. Our next attachment we have is the 40 round mag, just granting us 40 rounds of ammo to use in a weapon. You could go 50 if you want, but I really recommend just using the 40. It just feels so much more smoother. I don't know why, it's weird. But next we have the Lachmann TCG -10. It just gives us some extra recoil control in our weapon so we can stay a lot more accurate. And to tune it, you want to put it to about -20 on the sprint to fire side and about +65 on the recoil steadiness side. And then last but not least, we have the LM stockless mod. This gives us aim down sight speed, sprint to fire speed, movement speed, and hip recoil control, granting us a lot more movement than we already don't have in the game, and a lot more handling within our weapon as well. So this is the class setup for the MP5. I didn't show the laser. I did show the laser. This is the class setup for the MP5. Make sure you guys, you know, like up for this. I really think this is going to be the weapon. So let's go ahead and hop right into the next attachments. Now for our next weapon we have, it is the P890. I think that these are going to be absolutely insane, being that the X13s did receive a big nerf into the ground and the Fennec, but we're going off pistols here. The X13 did get a big nerf. So I think the P890s are going to be the next meta, judging off the patch notes and seeing that the P890s didn't even get touched and they were already really good. Let's go ahead and hop right into the attachment. Now we will be only tuning one attachment for this because it's only one attachment you can tune. The other one really don't matter that much. But for our attachment that we will be tuning is the FT Steel Fire Suppressor, giving us damage range, bullet velocity, and recoil smoothness. All in all, maximizing how far we can use these and get those kills, and giving us some of that recoil smoothness and things like that in our weapon so we can be a lot more accurate. To tune it, we put 1.0 on the bullet velocity and 1.4 all the way up on the recoil smoothness. Next we have the Bruin Express. This grants us extra fire rate, so we will be able to shoot these a lot faster and get those kills a lot faster. For our next attachment we have is the 12 round mag, just maximizing how many bullets we actually have in our weapon. These things shred about, you know, 2 shots, boom, they're all dead. So I mean, hey, you got 24 shots in this weapon because you have 2 of them. So I say use these bullets wisely, but as long as you're a semi-decent player, you shouldn't have any problem using P890, especially with the 12 round mag. Next, we have the Akimbo P890 rear grip, just granting us 2, so we can have that Akimbo attachment. You know, we got 2 of them on our hip. And last but not least, we have the 1mW pistol laser, granting us some sprint to fire speed, hip recoil, and hip fire accuracy into our weapon. So that is the P890s. Make sure you guys like it up for this one, man. I'm telling you, y'all gotta like it up for this one. And let's go ahead and hop right into our last weapon. So as you guys can see on the screen, we have the Kastov 7.62, and these are the attachments. Let's hop right into them. We have the Cas 10 5.84mm barrel, granting us a lot more damage range, bullet velocity into our weapon, and recoil control, so we can stay on target when we get those long distance kills. And to tune this, we added the 0.23 on the damage range and about 0.37 on the recoil steadiness. Our next attachment we have is the ZLR Talon 5, granting us the same thing as well, with bullet velocity, damage range, and some recoil smoothness. And to tune this as well, we put the 0.58 on the bullet velocity and 0.59 on the recoil smoothness. Now next we have the F-Tac Ripper 56, just giving us some aim and idle stability, hip fire accuracy, and recoil stabilization. All in all, we're just being a lot more accurate and controlling of our recoil. And to tune this, I put 0.23 on the aim and idle stability and 0.62 on the recoil stabilization. Next we have the 40 round mag. I always explain you just need as many bullets as possible when we playing these battle royale and resurgence modes, because people like to stack. And you need to take out as many enemies as possible. So maximizing our ammo is the thing that we should do. And lastly, we have the AIM OPV4 sight. This is just the cleanest sight in the game. I really recommend you guys use it. In the tune is we put the eye position on -1.65 and the aim down sight on -2.32. So these are my top 5 loadouts you should be using in Warzone 2. I really hope you guys enjoy this. If you find anything useful in this video, sub up, like the video so we can get recommended to more people that need these class setups. And hey, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one.